All right, guys, we have our third match ongoing as we speak, ready to go live here. We have a very, very exciting match here. This actually could be a final, to be fair. We have two of the very best players in FlyOrDie 8-ball pool right now playing against each other in the first round. So this will be interesting, to say the least. Good luck, have fun to both. This will be very, very hard to call. So we've got Memento on solids at the moment. Let's see what these guys can do. I know that I've heard a little bit of information from Shadow that his playing conditions have changed somewhat. I believe that he had an accident and he's no longer got his phone working that he used to play on. So he's having to use somebody else's phone to play. So the excuses are coming out already. So we'll have to see if that affects things, but been looking forward to this game for a while now, so let's see what happens. All right, so we have a bit of a situation here. There's not a lot going on with the way the table is laid out. There's a lot of balls clumped together on this right hand side here. It's a little bit of work to be done to move these balls. Shadow on stripes here. Is he going to be able to do anything here is the question. Just choosing to play safe there. That's a good option actually. He's really he's managed to put the white in an area where it's going to be very difficult for Memento to do anything here. He's probably going to hit the 4 here, I would imagine, or at least try to. Problem is, where do you leave the white if you do make contact with the object ball? He's actually chosen to go for the 3 and he's ended up in between both, which is going to give ball in hand to Shadow. Bit of work to be done here though. As you can see, lots of balls clumped together. This is not easy by any stretch of the imagination. Let's see which direction he goes in here. There's a few options. Does he play another safety, or does he try and manufacture something? That is the question. Well, that's definitely worked out well for him. He's ended up potting 2 balls there. Only issue now, he's left actually no shot on, so as good a shot as that was, he's laying up again here. And he's put the white in an area where he's going to ask questions of Memento here. Is he going to take this on the 7 to the middle, or is he going to play a return safety himself? Yeah, that's just about all he could do there, really. He's just played a containing safety. There's nothing really that he's left for Shadow here. Not quite sure what Shadow is doing there. He's kind of... Yeah, I'm not sure what he's playing there, but I suppose he thinks to himself, well, he's not going to leave much because of the way the balls are, but this is so far the opening match. The opening game of this match has been a bit of a tactical battle here. Now, can he see the 7? I don't believe he can. Yeah, there's just not, the angle isn't there, so he's got a tight cut into the middle pocket here, and if this goes in, he might give himself a really good chance of winning this first game. Yeah, good shot. He's actually played that really, really well, because now he's actually... The harder ball left after that would have been the 3, which you can now use, as you can see there, as a combination shot off the 4, and he's put himself into a really good situation where he's going to take this first game. So really good play there by Memento, taking the first game of this best of 5, first to 3 match. Guys are not hanging about. Shadow breaks and he's potted a solid. A little bit more open this break, but again, this is kind of what I was referring to earlier in the previous game, where the breaks in FlyOrDie are a little bit like less powerful than what you would see in a real game, just purely due to the fact that the balls are spread more. They're not touching each other, which means they don't tend to move around the table as much as they should do in a real life tournament. And again, the reason they do this is because they don't want to have, you know, because we're playing on the computer and it's very easy to replicate, right? They don't want to and have the ability to keep potting balls every single time you break. So I guess that's the reason they've done that. So Memento's on solids here. He's got, yeah, a really tight cut to the middle where he just didn't have enough power to pot that. So he's left Shadow with the stripes here. There's nothing really in terms of, there's a few difficult balls here, but he's got an opportunity because he has so many left. He's got plenty of opportunities to open them up. For example, off this 13, he could actually try and hit the one ball here and split the 10 in the... I wonder if he was trying to go for that, because he's actually ended up potting the 12 where he really kind of wanted to leave that over the pocket. And he's ended up... he's still okay. He's got a few options here. He can play the 9 ball into the middle pocket, or he can do that, which is a fantastic shot. That's opened things nicely. He's played the 14 down the long rail, and that has opened things up very nicely for him now. He's only got one bad ball, which is the 10. As you can see, it doesn't go into either pocket currently, so he's going to have to move that. I would assume he's going to try and move the 10 off the 15 ball here. Basically, he wants to leave himself... I mean, obviously, he can't go for the 11 there, so he had to go for the 15 there. So he's actually ended up... I thought the 11 was over the pocket. It wasn't. So he's in trouble here a little bit because I don't know where he's going to go next. These two balls are not in a pottable position. He could try the double into this corner pocket, but that is a very... Do you know what? He's actually tried to cut it into the corner. Very difficult shot though, and he has missed it. So he has left Memento with the momentum, you could say, because he's left him with a run out that looks pretty straightforward. He can play the 1, little bit of follow through, play the 4, play the 7, 3, and then the black. So he's probably going to play the 4 here, then play the 7 with a little bit of backspin. Let's see how he plays this. Yeah, so he's perfect here. So he can either choose to run through, which he's done. Yeah, that's perfect. Would have liked to have been a little bit higher there, but he's still okay. He's plenty of room to work with here. Yeah, he's played it actually off 2 cushions there to make him absolutely land plumb on the black. So we have a 2-0 head start for Memento. He is steaming forward in this match. One more game needed to win the match. And it's his break, and he's potted the ball, so he is in the driver's seat again. Yeah, again, he's got a lot of work to do here. He's got a lot of balls tied up in this half of the table. He's elected to play safe here. He's tried to just nudge that 10 over the pocket to give no pocket for the 6, which he's just about managed to do there, as you can see. Shadow has also played a safety shot because he has the 9 ball tied up of Mementos. So it's a bit of a tactical battle again here on on the third game. Memento's just saying it. He just played a Sebi shot, but I'm not sure what that means. I will pretend like I know what that means. You can actually play this in off the 7 here and actually free up the pocket. So if he actually plays it off the jaw first, no, he's actually hit the 7 first. He wanted to hit the jaw first and then the 7, which obviously would have potted the 12 and moved the 7 out of the way, potentially for the 11, but he's ended up missing the pot. So back to Shadow here. What can he do? He really needs to get a game on the board here. He's going to open them up here with a little bit of reverse. Yeah, he's opened them up well, and he is on both balls. So he can choose either the 2 or the 7 here. I'd probably go for the 7. Yeah, he's going for the 7 here as well. He can actually play the 7 and then play the 2 to open up the 6 if he needs to, because the 6 to me doesn't look like it goes directly. It might do, but it's very tight. So he's chosen not to open that up. I think he might actually be able to open it up off the 1 here, but the black might be in the way, so it'll just be interesting to see what way he plays this. Okay, so he's just opted to go up for the 5 here, and he's just going to drift down. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but that 6 is very tight. I would not like to... I mean, it probably does go. It's probably just my old eyes looking at it, but that is a tight one. I wouldn't like to be playing that for the last match of a tournament game. And do you know what? He's actually played that well. The only problem is the 8 ball is gone awkward because he's knocked into it there. So he really needs this to go in. Is it going to go in? He's not made it. And Memento has left the match. I don't know how that's happened, but maybe a disconnect. We'll just have to see what's happened here. Just bear with us a second. Okay, so the connection just dropped, so that's fine. So we can go back into the game again. What happens if you lose connection during a match and it's in the middle of a game? You will forfeit that game. So technically it is 2-1 at the moment to Memento. So the boys need to get playing again. Unfortunately, Memento has forfeited that game because of his connection. Now, obviously, if it happens, if your connection drops and the game hasn't been played yet, or it's in the middle of a game before the break, then obviously nothing happens. But because this has happened during a game, we will replay as we left off with Shadow taking that last game as a victory. So we're just bear with us a little second here and we'll get you back in once the 2 players are back. So I'm just going to pause the stream for a minute and we'll get back in. All right, guys, we're back. So unfortunately, Memento did disconnect in that last game, which is unfortunate to him because it looked like he was actually going to take the last game to make it 3-0. But unfortunately, his connection dropped and he has forfeited that last game to Shadow. So the match is now 2-1 in favor of Memento. So again, if you do disconnect, you don't forfeit the entire match. You just forfeit that game that was in progress. So unfortunately for Mateus or Memento, he is now 2-1 up rather than 3-0 up. So we'll just have to see how things go here. So Shadow has got a little bit of favour now. Maybe that will kickstart him onto some winning streak here. You never know. And of course, it was his break. And he's on solids. And he looks really good to take this next game, to be honest, because the balls are in the open. He's played a really nice shot on the 1 there. He's got the 5. He's got the 3. The 8 ball is pretty much there for the taking. So he can elect to just run through, play the 8 in the corner pocket. He can, well, he's got a few options here. What way is he going to go? He can top it through and play the 8 in the same pocket. He's actually going to go the other pocket, but that's fine as well. He's just left himself a little long pot into the corner, which he's got. So the match is now, guys, the match has gone from 2-0 down, looking like it's 3-0 to Memento, to being 2-2. So it just shows you how quick things can change when you're playing pool. It's not like in snooker, right? It's things can change very, very quickly, which makes it all the more exciting, of course. All right, so we've got Shadow. It's Shadow's break again. He is solids again. And really in the driver's seat now, especially after that little bit of momentum shift. Really did not come at the best of times. That disconnect did it. I'm sure that will be haunting Memento in his dreams now after that. So a little bit of safety play here. Might have another tactical battle in our hands. The way the table is sitting at the moment, there's no real easy run out for any particular set of balls here. So it'll be interesting to see whether whoever gets in next decides to try and attack, especially being 2-2 in the match, 1 game away. You would imagine that whoever does try and attack first has a really good opportunity to win this match. So Memento with the stripes here. It'd be interesting if he chooses to play aggressive here and try and maybe stun this into the 11 and really open them up here. And he's done exactly that. He's done exactly that. Maybe he's listening to the commentary. It's actually worked out pretty good because he does have the 11 into the middle, but the bad thing is that there's no real run out from here that I can see. He can land on the 15 after this shot. The problem is, where does the next ball come from? Does he try and lay up after that? Let's have a look at what he does here. He's actually tried to play aggressive and manipulate the balls there with the cue ball after that shot, but actual fact, he's left himself a very difficult shot on the 10 here. So the good thing is that if he misses the 10 and he plays it slow enough, it'll cover the pocket, which will make things difficult for Shadow if he does get a turn. But this, yeah, that was actually a very good shot, but does the... Yeah, I think you can just see the 15, but I might be wrong. It's often hard to see on this view. And sometimes, like, you need to kind of see it from the player's perspective, whether or not a shot goes. So he's going to choose... I think he's going to try and double this into the corner pocket, which would be an outrageous shot, especially when you're 2-2 and he's actually tried to go for the middle, believe it or not. Interesting choice of shot there because he has left a very good chance for Shadow here. Shadow has a very good chance of sweeping these up, to be fair. Once he clears this 7, he can take the 1 and then everything else pots. So very good opportunity. This would be an amazing comeback. I mean, think about it. Memento was 2-0 up, almost 3-0 up, and then his connection drops just at the very end of the game, only for then Shadow to win the next match to bring it 2-2. Imagine if Shadow wins this game. This will be the biggest kick in the teeth ever. But look, it happens. This is why it's so enjoyable to watch, right? And Shadow has played that pretty well. Now he's a bit low on this 3. He's going to have to play with a bit of side here. He's actually nudged into the 2, and you know what? That has worked out absolutely beautifully. So a rudimentary 2 into the middle, which leaves him a long, simple black for the 3-2 win after being 2-0 down and potentially being 3-0 down. Guys, that was absolutely ridiculous comeback. So fair play, Shadow, and very well played, Memento. What a match. And that just shows you the kind of level we're at right now. You can never rule anyone out, right? So again, thanks for watching. Shadow goes through to the next round. He will be playing the winner of... Let's just take a look at the brackets. He will be playing the winner of Dogum and Anubis. So hopefully we'll get that match underway soon. But again, thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you in the next match. So appreciate it, and speak to you guys soon. Thanks now. Bye-bye.